hate puppies.
Partied with him.
He was there?
Podcast.
Wow.
No, it's fun.
Wasn't it Izzy?
I feel threatened. It wasn't. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems. Hopefully not encouraging you to bet on things.
Like last week?
And helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. We got a shot at this week. It looks good from the can. I'm excited about that. Oh, that'll be good.
Could you see all the crazy funky colors on it?
No, but I could see that it had a real Andy Warhol vibe.
That's exactly what it was going for.
So, I guess that's what the whole pop thing is, a pop art.
Yeah, pop art.
So it already has a 1 from Stu.
Yes.
Yeah, no taste. It can't go lower than this.
Yeah.
Because it is a
I
good
wonder if he'll
looking.
be drinking any of it on his Valentine's weekend camping trip.
Nothing gets a woman hotter than snow falling,
Yeah.
freezing, sitting outside, plying her full of booze.
Yep.
It's perfect.
Great weekend to go camping. I think it's raining all weekend and cold.
It sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Well, where he's going, I think it might snow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But that freezing rain snow?
Yeah. Not like
Actually, you could, you go camping and it like beautiful snow and everybody's warm. That actually could get her juices flowing. No, I'm talking about a freezing rain snow.
he's got what looked to be like a 20-foot camper behind his truck. And I can tell you, as someone who owns a camper and has been camping for years and owned multiple campers, you don't want to ever go camping when you're stuck inside of a camper for any amount of time.
Right, because that's like living in West Virginia.
It is like, I mean, you're in a jail cell with the people you love, but you run out of things to do quickly.
Depends how old they are. Because a lot of times they have those Formica tabletops in there.
Yeah.
You play quarters all day.
But like the one he's in, it's probably a bed / table, and there's four bodies and you're full. Like, and he's going with a group. So like, you want to be outside hanging around the campfire or by the lake or whatever. But like, there's not a lot of space in those things.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But I'm gonna hedge my bets on the side. He's gonna have fun.
I'm sure he will.
How could he not?
How could he not? His life is fun. It's one big vacation.
It's the best. It's the best, I tell you. You know what also helps for having fun? Being a simpleton.
Are you saying that's Stu?
Oh, no. Irrelevant. Different topic.
Okay.
Different topic altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see how you would put
Yeah,
those two
yeah, yeah.
together. Well, draw your own conclusions.
Yeah.
Draw your own conclusions. But I think it does help.
It can't hurt.
I don't see a lot of dumb people having a bad time.
Yeah.
Having a good time. Doing whatever.
Yeah. That's true.
Just saying.
Do you think you're a simpleton?
A part of me. Yeah.
I've never seen a Down syndrome kid with a frown on their face.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they're happy. Very happy.
So now are we saying Stu had... No, let's not even
You're
go
tying
there.
things together. These are
Extra
topics.
chromosomes?
We're 2 topics away from Stu. 2 topics. I get that it's only been 30 seconds, but 2 topics away.
Okay. Just making sure we're
Solving first world problems.
clear
Yeah.
of Stu.
I think Dave's comment was accurate. I think Shane Gillis does a whole sketch on that, and it's brilliant.
Like you might have been nicked.
Yeah. What's he saying there? He says,
He's like
there's 2 things they love. 2 things they love. John Cena and boobs. Yeah. And I'm like, that's exactly right. And that's
Do I
what a
have Down
simpleton.
syndrome?
Yeah. You might.
Yeah, he says, yeah, I've got it in my family. It didn't get me, though. It looks like it, but it just nicked me.
That's right. He's doing just fine for himself.
Oh, he's going to be on Saturday Night Live, which is just hilarious.
I mean,
He's hosting the show
but
he
you know
was
the
fired
irony.
from.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He never even made it on the show.
No.
But he made it through
He
the
got
cut.
hired and fired.
Yeah. Because he'd made some comment on Twitter.
He made
Like 3 years prior.
a joke prior, years before he was hired. It was I think it was an Asian joke. It was a joke.
No, it wasn't even an Asian joke. He was doing an Asian accent.
Oh, that's what it was. Anyway,
Which, the beauty of that is,
he was being a comedian.
No.
We all agree.
the best part about that is, we literally on TNT to celebrate Christmas will run a movie 24 hours a day where one of the most famous punchlines is that Asians can't pronounce the R or the L.
Yeah. There's shirts out there that say
Fa ra 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 ra.
Yeah.
And it's fucking I get canceled just for saying that.
Yeah.
But we celebrate it over here for 24 hours a day. My kids walk around the first time they ever made a joke that would be off color or like potentially racist. That one? It was like they're 4 years old and they're mimicking the movie that they've seen every year. And they're like, fa, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the heart to tell them, well, don't do that outside of the house. Yeah. And then when you do tell them, they cry.
Yeah.
Because later in life, I was like, you guys are so racist.
Well, and it's funny that he's hosting the show now when he just had his hour-long Netflix special come out where he does the whole Down syndrome thing.
Crushes it. But maybe he's softened a little. He's taken a different angle.
Is SNL saying one's okay and the other's not to mock, to joke about?
Which we all agree, though, that we draw the line at Asian retards.
No.
But I mean, I'm right? Like, that is not funny.
I think
that's not funny.
I think if they're midgets, that's the line.
No, I think 3 wrongs make a right. Is that how it goes? How does this work?
Oh, triple negative. You're right. I'm wrong. Sorry.
It's just triple negative, right?
Do you know Brad Williams, comedian Brad Williams?
No.
So he's a dwarf, and he's married to an Asian lady.
Please tell me she has Down syndrome.
And they
please, because then their kid would be like immune from like.
No, but they had a baby girl, and he jokes about how his baby girl is going to be like dwarf Asian baby, like hello.
It's called Dwasian.
He's like, hello, every Ivy League school she wants to go to. Like,
isn't that the truth?
Talk about checking the boxes.
Lock it up.
Yeah.
If his wife is from Mongolia, does that count?
Yeah.
That's a Mongoloid joke.
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking, I was like, yeah, technically they're all from Asia, you dumbass. I didn't put together the whole mongrel thing. Jeez. Check the shadows for
As my wife says, if I have to explain it, it wasn't that funny.
Does she say that a lot?
Daily.
And she only says it half the time.
I think she's
old.
hilarious.
His wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
You guys share a name.
That's right.
I respect it.
After 10:30 p.m., Joy goes to bed and Troy appears. And Troy, my wife, is a heterosexual 24-year-old male sailor on leave. Cursing.
Oh, she's got a whole nother
hitting on women.
Yeah,
It's
she's
crazy.
got a
for
whole,
real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, she's got a whole nother, what's the word? Personality.
Yep.
Yeah. Like she turns
100.
into.
It's not even a joke.
Yeah, it's not a joke.
Like it's a real. I'll try to have sex with her because she's good and drunk, and she'll be like, "Fuck you, fag. I'm not gay." I'm like, damn it, Troy's still here.
So she literally just turns into a dude,
a sailor.
That's fantastic.
That's obviously homophobic.
No, Troy is. Joy's not.
No,
Joy's
that's what I mean.
delightful.
Yeah.
She is anti.
The sailor is.
Anti-phobias.
But Troy, on the other hand.
Troy's kind of a dick.
Fitting.
Yeah.
That checks out.
But every time Troy wants to meet Brendan has bubble gut and has to leave at like 11.
Well, no, because I have a wife who turns into a drunken sailor.
Yeah.
It's different. And she does it. She develops the potty mouth, but then she just falls over and I have to.
Yeah. Brendan's wife turns into, it's like an on-off switch. It's like,
she's a
we're
drunken.
having fun and now we are not.
At least now she's fully aware of it.
Yeah.
So like she sees it coming. She'll be like, you have about 30 minutes before I hit the wall you don't want.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, okay, I'll start saying my goodbyes. And then I always push it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I get to hear all about it.
My Troy will be like, I'll be like, I'm getting tired. It's 1:30 in the morning. She's like, fuck you. You need to drink more.
Yeah, I like that.
She's aggressive.
I like that. Then you can let her hang out with guys because you know she has no interest.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. 100%.
She's just looking for women.
Out drink them. Yep.
Oh, that actually
She
sounds
goes hard in the paint.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
She is.
I do feel like I met you first time I met your wife. It was late at night.
It was, but she's less Troy when she's hosting a party.
Yeah, she's definitely more like hostess with she's buzzing around like a bee.
Anxiety won't let the true personality out.
I understand. Yeah, I don't have to. I don't have that. The anxiety's all pre-party.
Yeah.
And then like we're hosting, here we go. We're off to the races. Unless it's she is good about like holiday parties, like with family.
One of my last
Quite a governor.
One of my last like check yourself moments was my wife and kids were out of town and I had the neighborhood dads over and it was just hanging out at the house, and next thing I know, like I don't remember passing out on the couch, but I obviously did.
Does anyone remember passing out? I've never heard someone be like, and then I passed out and remembered it.
I remember.
I do.
I used to remember like pieces of it getting before, I was out like bobbing and weaving to the bedroom, or like pieces of it. But like this night, I remember standing at my island mixing a drink and then waking up.
No, time warp.
Yeah, like totally blackout. Like
Nothing worse.
everyone had to leave. I passed out early. Like the dads were still hanging out. I had a funeral of a friend parent to go to the next day.
Oh,
I was hungover as hell. It was like, oh my God, what have I done? And it was just like, there was no need. Like I don't know what I was thinking. It was just like, why did I do that? Why was that? Like, how did that happen? I've been drinking 25 years. Like, what?
it happens to the best of us. This weekend I was on a ski trip.
Yeah.
I was having a blast. I actually got some really good runs in. You ever catch one of those days where you go up to you don't really ski much, but Dave, do you ski, snowboard?
Ski, yeah.
Okay. You ever had one of those days like a bluebird day, I guess? Like you go up there and it's hot. It's like 60 degrees. Mm-hmm. The conditions are going to suck, and you know it going in. And then you get up there only to find that somehow magically the conditions are absolutely perfect, yet it's somehow warm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens a lot in Virginia. Like,
It was one of those days, like everybody, we wake up Friday and I'm like, I'm going.
yeah.
And everybody's like, screw it. We're not going. We had,
What was the hesitation? The whole point was to go boarding on the trip.
I agree, but this year we were way outnumbered. I think there were 4 of us that got up to go boarding on Friday, and everyone else, so like 9 guys, stay back and are like going to go do their own thing. Some people
Every year there's a couple more.
I know. Some people went to play golf. Some people just drank at the house, which I will never understand, paying all that money just to get drunk at a different house. But
Isn't that every vacation?
Yeah.
yeah, but at least then, but then you're going on vacation. Like I think if you're like, we're going here, we'll get drunk at the house and maybe stagger out to the beach. And
Yeah,
like
but these
stagger back.
guys' trips are to go for the guys to hang out and not have to be dads and husbands.
Well, I think that's what it's becoming more and more of.
That's
Whereas-
always what it's been.
But when it was in your 20s and you didn't have kids and you just maybe had a girlfriend, it was more like, we're going to get together, but we'll all go skiing or boarding and we'll do
Yeah, but that
things.
was always secondary. Like, the partying is the fun part. And you would do both because you could do both. You can't do that now.
You had the energy.
Yeah.
You had the vim and
I
vigor.
could go boarding all day. I ain't staying up late later that night. Or I could stay up all night, but I can't get up and go boarding the next day. In your 20s,
You can
What?
do both.
What?
There is no...
yeah. How could I not do both?
Why would I not do plan A, plan B, and
Yeah.
work my way to plan C?
Exactly.
I agree.
In
Well,
your
this
20s,
year-
it's like being in your 50s on coke and crack. You can do all that.
I would assume, but I think even that wears thin. Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, it was a really low crew, and the weather wasn't helping. So like everyone was like, you know what? It's going to suck up there. We got up there.
If it's sunny and it's not too cold, like that was always my favorite time to go out.
But usually it's like muddy.
Yeah.
Like it's just bad.
No, the day after the perfect day
Yeah.
is awful.
Well, and so I even said, I'm not going up there today.
Right.
I saw what we did.
Right.
But we got up there and
carved that mountain up.
It was perfect. Like they had like pushed all the snow together into the slopes. They'd groomed it up. And as soon as I got on, I strapped in. As soon as I hit that first one, I hit that first carve and it went ksh, and like it kicked up. I was like, shut the front door.
You didn't
Are
go.
you? Yeah, I didn't hear
Yeah.
the scrape or slush. Just
Nice.
whoosh. And I was like, oh, boys, we're on. And then there was nobody out there. So
Yeah.
it was like as soon as you got to the bottom, you just got on the lift.
So nobody was there on Friday?
No,
That's
it was
wild. Because we haven't had a
beautiful.
lot of good skiing weather here.
Which resort?
Wintergreen, which is
Oh, I'm surprised that Wintergreen was that good.
that's what I'm saying. Like because we had gone last year and it was similar conditions, and sure enough, it was god awful. And you were like cutting through mud and it was ice or mud. There wasn't
Yeah.
a lot of options in between.
Yeah.
And then you'd hit that slush. It would
It
just
has
slow
been
you
cold
down.
for a while, so if they've been making snow, that's
They've been
good.
blowing, and they were blowing snow the night before, apparently.
Yeah.
So, like, I was blown away. It was one of the best days I'd had in a while just carving.
Was the Black Diamond side open?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Like, they even had that open. Usually, that's
Yeah.
exactly. That's a really good indicator of the conditions they
Yeah.
had. So, I was blown away. But by, like, 3 o'clock, we were starting to notice, like, the ice coming up. And like little areas were starting to get a little barren. It was like, yeah, I'm not coming back tomorrow. So on the not come back tomorrow train, decided to pivot. I called a guy out there. I'll give a shout out, Scott Harris from Reliable Rides. If you want a cheap, sober ride all around the 151 corridor in Charlottesville, look up Reliable Rides.
hooks it up, huh?
Yeah, because he's cheaper than like
Yeah.
What's a cheap ride?
$75 an hour for a minivan that can hold 7. So I mean, not bad.
So that's $10 an hour per person.
If you're filling it,
Yeah.
then
So
you got a tip. But
Is that
yeah,
hour minimum?
you got a 4-hour minimum, I think.
Oh, okay. So you had he waited there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we stretched.
Or
it
no,
out.
they just got in the minivan, drove up and down the mountain for 4 hours.
But even this guy will like sit on.
You didn't call him twice.
I'm just saying, if you're ever out in that 151 corridor, you don't have a lot of options. You got like Cameron limo.
You did a bar crawl with this guy.
Yeah. You can do Cameron limo, hop on tours, all these other like big vans, big stuff. This guy, I met this guy on a bar stool at Wild Man Dan's, a little brewery up there. And I was sitting there one day and he was like, yeah, my wife made me take a day off because I don't take days off. So we're just out.
Well, when you're making that, I mean, that's good, easy money right there.
He makes great money.
I mean, 4 to 5 hours worth of work, $300 plus tip, like tax free, right? Like,
Yeah. And he owns it.
yeah.
So, but now he's got 5 drivers.
Yeah.
5 vans. So like he's doing all right. So this one day he just happened to be taking off. And I'm like, oh, you got the day off. Like, what do you do? And he tells me, and I was like, give me your card, dude. You sound perfect. Like, you're sitting here drinking at a place I like to drink.
Yeah.
You're not offended by my jokes. In fact, you're joining in. So I was like, I like the cut of your jib.
Yeah.
So Down syndrome jokes.
Fly with him. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep this dude's card. And I've had my wife go out on wine tours, and she's like, yeah, he's totally cool. Minivans are nice, but you're not in the big stretch.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I like a deal. Hey, Dave, they're outside. Grab 2. And so he ended up taking us around. We called him the day before. We're like, can you arrange this? He was like, yeah, what are you trying to do? And so we figured we'd be smart. We'd go somewhere, get some lunch, have some beers. We tried out that new 3-Notch distillery and
Oh,
brewery.
yeah.
Food there is fantastic. Definitely recommend that spot. It's in the old Wild Wolf Brewing.
Oh, yeah.
Then we went
Right there, like in the little town there, right before you get up the mountain.
right on the way up
Yeah.
to Wintergreen. Yep. Then we went to Ragged Branch Distillery. This is where the wheels start to come off a little bit.
For you.
Yes. I had
How many were in the crew?
6 of us.
Okay.
And all of us caught the same disease.
Oh.
Chlamydia.
I don't know what this one.
Gonorrhea herpes AIDS.
I don't think the AIDS, but I think the rest of it was fairly accurate.
So everybody got
What time is that when the wheels start coming off?
Well, we got picked up at 12:30. Went and had lunch, had a couple beers. Everything's fine. Then we go to Ragged
Then
Branch
you go to the
Distillery.
liquor place.
Yeah, then we go to the distillery. And I'm like, let me do like a flight. I want to taste all your bourbons.
Yeah, while we're here.
I'm going through the bourbons, and at this point I'm really smart. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, your weeded bourbon is just a little sweeter than this. Ooh, I like this. And like going through it, and then I'm like, let me get one of those old fashions. Everybody else there stuck with the tasting. I was like, I'm putting down an old fashioned too. Have myself a nice old fashioned. Then we go to Albemarle Cider Works.
God, so y'all are hitting for the cycle, dude. You're like, beer's not good enough. Let's add liquor. All right, I see your liquor. Let's add some cider.
Yeah, it went beer,
Then to the meadery.
liquor, cider, brewery. That was kind of the progression that we did. Now, I'm a sucker for cider. Like I like cider, and I had been to this place years ago, and it was one of my fondest memories. Like my wife and I showed
Which one was it?
Albemarle.
I don't think I've ever been there.
So we showed up right before they closed when I went with my wife, and they were like, "Don't worry, we'll let you in, but we're gonna shut down." It's like, all right, well, we appreciate that. So we come in, they lock up, we start tasting. Owner comes out, starts chatting us up. It's like, oh, wait, you try this. He's like, oh, wait till you try this.
They
And
were
then
so
he's-
happy when they saw Brendan and his wife walking. They had no idea they were getting ready to make a couple hundred quick, easy dollars. Like,
Yeah, no shit.
Like,
Do you take Hungarian currency?
how would you like 20,000 fornits? So this guy takes us out into the orchard with his dog, and like we're just throwing tennis balls. And
when
just,
you're
when I'm with
this
my
is
wife.
the wife trip.
So I have this really like fond memory of throwing the ball in the orchard and the dog running off to catch it, and the whole time he's pouring different ciders, and just we had a blast.
Because you're getting the VIP behind the scenes.
Way behind the
Yeah.
scenes. And I'm playing with the dog. I'm like, this is heaven.
It's always cool when like somehow, some way you know someone, or for in this instance it just works out where like you're at a bar after hours, or you're like, it always seems cool as shit. Like that's
Yeah.
always a cool thing. Like,
So at this point, I'm like, we should go by there. I was like, now I don't know if it was just because my memory is so fond,
yeah.
or if the cider really was the best. So I was like, let's try it. So everyone's like, all right, we'll give it a shot. So we go there, and I pop inside really quick to do a tasting, and everyone else is sitting outside. And I'm
In the
talking-
cidery.
Yeah.
You're like, hold on, guys. I
They
gotta make
stayed in the
sure.
car?
I gotta make sure this is safe for consumption.
No. They're sitting outside at a table.
Oh, okay.
Like a fire
I
pit.
thought they were in the car.
Yeah, he made it sound like I'm gonna go in and drink 2 or 3. You guys stay in the car till I give you I'll give you double thumbs up, and then you come
If I'm
in.
not out in a half hour.
Yeah.
We all did a tasting, and then I brought my tasting back inside because I was going to get another cider. And I was like, I complimented this one particular cider. I was like, this is amazing. And she's like, oh, you should really try this then. And so I'm trying that. And she was like, yeah, I'm having a hard time describing it. And I was like, I think that's umami. As soon as I say umami, her fucking face lights up.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, that's the flavor. I couldn't figure it out. She's like, that's amazing. So then she's like, then you got to try this. So now
She worked there and she didn't know what the flavor was.
she was calling it like it was some kind of like peppery, and I was like, no, it's more savory. It's more umami. At this point, she's like, okay, he knows what he's talking about. Like, let's talk. So then she just starts pouring me other ciders. Right about this moment, the old man that owns the place walks out, and she's like, hey, come over here. I finally figured out how to describe this, and so then he starts talking to me, and I'm like, man, you showed me one of the best times with my wife. And I tell him the story, and he's like, I think I remember you two. He's like, that was a nice day. And I was like, yeah. Same. It fucking happens again. This dude starts going, we should try this and this. And then the girl's like, oh man, have you tried this? At one point, I must have 10 fucking glasses of cider in front of me.
I've got to ask the obvious question. What did your bar tab look like?
I wasn't charged for
They weren't-
anything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They were just pouring samples.
Nice.
But the samples just kept coming
Yeah.
and coming, and they're like, try this. Do you, taste the difference between this?
It reminds me of our trip to to the answer. Like,
It felt similar.
yeah, where
coming
he
out
just
of
was
it.
like, just bringing out drink after drink, and we're like, we're good. And he's like, no, you got to have this one.
Same concept.
And then Troy doesn't remember passing out.
So
Yes.
at a certain point, the girl's like, oh man, okay, he's with the owner now. Like, she starts taking care of other people. So now he's just pouring them. He has no idea that I've been going through this already.
Yeah.
And you haven't told them about your friends outside yet.
No, and they're just sitting outside. And one of them comes walking in.
Go back out.
Yeah.
One of them comes walking in, and I'm like, hey, man, let me introduce you. And he just thinks, oh, Brendan's hitting on some old guy.
Yeah, this is classic. Like, I know what the other 5 guys are thinking. They're thinking, classic Brendan meeting some rando local
Chatting
and chatting him up, and they're talking each other's ears off. I don't know who's worse for wear right now, but they're both happy as hell to be talking to each other. I'm grabbing my beer and dipping back out to
And
the
that's
crew.
exactly what he totally.
See, I don't have to go to these things.
And he looked at that guy and he was like, yeah. And he looks at me and he was like, have fun.
Yeah.
And like walked out. And then, of course, started making fun of me outside. And I'm like, he blew it. This was his chance to be in. That turned out to be.
This guy goes outside and they're like, you'll never guess what Brendan's doing.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I know exactly what he's doing.
That's exactly what
It
happened.
involves an old man.
Yes.
Yeah. So we get to a certain point, though, where I'm like doing all these tastings. And I realized it just washed over me. I was like, you're not in control anymore. Like I just felt it all fall apart.
Oh no, someone peed in my pants.
That's basically
Yeah.
how I felt at that moment. And so I was just like,
Were you in your head too? Like,
yeah, no, now I'm in my
like
head.
now you're like, this guy's going to so see how blasted I am right now.
And there's words coming out of my mouth that are
Yeah.
saying other things, but my head is going,
Play
shut
it
up,
cool.
dork.
Play it cool.
Yeah.
You're falling apart, man.
You'll be fine so long as you're not talking, and then at the same time you're going blah 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 blah.
And then I'm going, are you swaying?
Yeah.
Can you stand?
Yeah.
And like it's all just washing over me. And this went on for about 15 minutes where I'm just like,
And your crew hasn't ordered their second drink yet.
they
probably had a
were
waitress or
nursing
something.
there.
Yeah.
So they were fine. They all had 2 drinks, which is a normal amount.
Yeah.
They had 1 tasting at the distillery. They had 2 drinks. After this was all done, I ordered a drink, bought 4 bottles of cider, and went outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then went outside. And I'm like, the guys immediately are like, yo, dude, you're fucked up. And I'm like,
Is it like 4 or 5 o'clock now?
3:30?
Oh God.
Yeah, no, it's bad. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no. So then we got to go to another brewery.
Yeah.
So I load into the car.
Yeah. Pour yourself into the car.
We drive to this other brewery, and I'm just like, I'm standing in line for beer, and I'm like staggering.
Yeah.
I can just see that I'm falling around. I'm like, I'm
Did
doing
your
the-
eyes shut yet?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
I feel like your friends are not very responsible letting you stand in line. They should just deliver your beers to you.
Yeah.
I think they would like to see me fall.
Well, there's that. There's that.
I remember making a couple calls to my wife, telling her that there's a Stevie Nicks cover band, like she should be here.
Yeah.
I'm having a blast. Like
Women, wives and moms
that.
love when you're having fun and you're calling them and telling them the fun you're having. They appreciate that.
I remember her
While they're
saying,
getting
It's
kicked
like
in
I'm
the
not a
teeth.
husband.
I feel so free. I can't feel my feet.
But you should be here too.
But you're not
Hey,
going to
guys.
drive that far. So
Hey guys, I'll be right out. No. Yeah, I mean, we're having an okay time, I guess.
How many chicks are y'all talking to? Yeah, no, it got.
I've been over here just hanging out with this nun.
Yeah.
I'm going to the soup kitchen later. Don't worry.
She's quitting the nunnery. So that was it. I was like, that place was difficult for me.
Yeah.
I had a really difficult time at Pro Renata. Now I can tell you, cool
They're,
place.
it's very cool, very average beer.
Wait,
I don't
what
remember the
place?
beer. Pro
Pro
Renata.
Renata. When you get off to go to Wintergreen, when you get off 64 on exit 107, the Crozet exit, if you make a right there,
Is that where it was?
it's right off the interstate right there. Unless there's a second one.
Did they take
No.
over a place?
I don't know anything.
No, it's a brand new, like, big metal warehouse looking hipster. Like, it's cool looking as shit.
It was cool. All I can tell you is the vibe. There was a band.
Yeah.
That was cool. The people seemed to be
I haven't
having
been
fun.
there in 5, 6, 7 years.
The
so.
beer, I don't recall at all.
Yeah.
There were fire pits.
Yep.
And there was some goth girl who was trying to convince us to stay. And I was like, I can't stay. Like, I don't want to be here. Those are the only things I remember.
Was the goth girl a employee?
No.
And you're about as far away from where you need to get back to. Like y'all been moving out.
And as far away from goth that I would think a non-employee would be trying to.
That's the
get
only
to
thing I
stay.
remember is that the black combat boots, the black clothing, black eyeliner, talking a lot at me,
Yeah.
not recalling what I was saying, thinking go home.
Yeah.
Remember a porta potty?
I really feel
Pete.
next year you should wear a GoPro
Yeah.
right on your chest.
It would have been. It would
I'm
have been.
filming a documentary of my life.
No, you don't tell anyone,
The only thing
Yeah.
I remember telling me is
especially
What
yourself.
GoPro?
I remember saying the
What you
band
talking about?
the band was good and I should stay, and saying no.
But that could be false.
Don't know. Didn't stick around long enough to find out. I remember leaving, and then apparently I fell over at the house.
But I'm assuming.
remember
Oh, so
that.
you don't remember from 5 p.m. on?
No, I rallied. I
Oh.
remember ordering lots of pizza.
I was gonna say if I know Brendan, he still stayed up till 2 a.m.
Yeah, so I ended up, I shifted to water. I remember a conscious choice of beer tastes like burning.
He can maintain like nobody I've ever seen. It's a superpower.
Drank 2 giant Yetis of water, ate a bunch of pizza, and then I was like, I was back. And then ate more pizza,
I don't
like
understand how
reheated
you
all
can
the pizza,
how your energy level.
and then beat everybody at craps
Nice.
till the point where
Wait,
there
where
was
were you playing craps?
on the table.
Oh,
And I just remember playing a lot of craps and like bringing it back. But it was like, there was a moment of darkness,
Yeah.
all because of cider. It's just like, I got cidered
Cider
out.
gets all of us, you know.
But it look, the truth is cider tastes good and it can be very, very strong.
Yes. And it's just so full of other shit.
Sugar
I think it's hard
and
on
bullshit.
I think it's hard on you.
So then I remember Ely turning to me, who'd been on the tour all day with us, and saying, yeah, man, I think I'm just going to drive home.
oof.
And
Oh,
I'm like,
snap.
hold on. You drove all the way here today to have somebody drive us around while we got drunk. And then you're going to drive home.
That's a dick move.
I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
You could have been driving us.
yeah.
He
I'm
could
like,
have made the money.
He had a different conversation with his wife.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
so what he didn't
I'm back here planning Disney trips. Where the hell are you?
what he didn't tell us was he had stopped drinking because he started feeling really, really bad.
Like just ill.
Yeah.
He's not a drinker.
Yeah. So he
I have
starts,
too much alcohol in me. I should drive back home.
Turns out it was a very different illness.
Ah,
He started like getting hot, not feeling well. So he stopped drinking, started drinking water, had some dinner, kind of sobered up, and was like, hey guys, I'm going to get on out of here. He gets home and he texts me and he's like, I got a fever that will not stop. He's like, I am sweating. Fever's killing me. He's like, good luck, boys.
Yeah.
did he take a test?
He did take a test
AIDS?
the next day. But so
I'm just wondering if
Pregnancy?
3 days later everyone started feeling really bad.
no, so it was crazy. This thing comes on quick. Everybody that was on that tour, Ely leaves early. He's like, I got a fever. It won't quit. He goes home, has a Super Bowl party.
That's right. I saw pictures of it. He wasn't even at the Super Bowl party.
Locked him in his room.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hosted the party.
Yeah.
Next day he woke up. He's like, I feel fine. It was like 24 hours of like fever, sick.
yeah.
Yeah.
We all get back and he's like, good luck, boys. Like telling off. He's like, all
Yeah.
of y'all are fucked. All of us woke up Monday. Fucking Dunsky. Like, oh, I don't feel good. I feel like shit.
Well, that's a which came first too, right? I mean, you just had a 3-day bender. So yeah, you're not going to feel well.
3 out of the 6 people on that tour woke up with fevers on Monday. So I fortunately avoided the fever. But I woke up, I was like, man, I don't feel great. By the time I got up Tuesday, I was like, I'm good. It's like a weird 24-hour like ass kicker.
Yeah, because when we texted Monday,
And I was like, I don't want to do a podcast.
Yeah, you were like, I don't have it in me.
I was like, I don't have it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done. I can't drink. Even my wife tried to like, she had a drink on like Tuesday or something. She was like, I'm gonna have a glass of wine with dinner. You want one? I was like, stay the fuck away from me. You're an evil person. So I took Monday low. Tuesday I felt better. Wednesday I felt fine.
Yeah.
Today I feel fine. Like it was a weird like just hit, and it
That
wasn't a
is weird.
hangover. It was something else. But he had something that he just brought to the party, got in a van with us, went drinking.
So
and
he
then
never,
split.
he
That
never
driver, driver woke up on Monday.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
what in the fuck?
Yeah, I guarantee you. He's like, I got a fever.
So he never stayed the night. He just did literally a day trip.
He paid for 3 days in a house that he never slept in.
Wow.
And I have not asked him if he wants his money back.
Well, he knows better.
The money's
the
fucked.
money's gone.
Like, I would have to, like, get more money from...
He would never ask. He's not that guy.
No, but it still sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. But he did it to himself. Because he could have gone on Friday anyway.
He could have gone the whole
Or
time.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have let that...
Why didn't he go Thursday or Friday?
He could have avoided whatever fever he caught. Because apparently it takes 24 hours to
But
incubate,
why didn't he go
24
Thursday
hours
or
to move
Friday?
through. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
He was catching the virus.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
busy.
Is he
making out,
getting sick?
making out with a muskrat. He had that old 24-hour muskrat.
I can't show up empty-handed for these guys. I got to
bring
bring
something.
something up.
How about a virus?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Getting sick now sucks, dude.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, oh, you're going to infect the whole world.
Well, I'm just saying, like, as you get older, it hits you harder.
Well, do you believe that men are bigger pussies when it comes to, like, when we have a cold?
Yes.
I would say I'm a bad patient when I get sick, but I've been sick collectively 2 or 3 times in the 20 years I've been with my wife. My wife seems to have an illness. She's coughing or sneezy or snotty or has a headache or something almost all the time, but it doesn't slow her down per se. So she's pretty hard. She's pretty much a badass when it comes to that. So I don't know what,
See, I don't know.
I have a hypothesis.
Okay.
This is so...
lay it on me.
I might get canceled for this. I'm going to guess that certain people, genders, go based on fever. And fever kicks everyone's ass, right?
Yeah.
Like, everyone. And then other genders are when they're sniffly, sneezy. They're like, oh, I'm so sick. The other side is like...
If you could just say male, female.
All right.
Because you're fucking killing me with this other gender, this gender.
He doesn't want to assume anyone's gender.
There's fucking 12 genders.
My
Exactly.
wife doesn't want me to get fired. But I feel like the more masculine people, they'll sniff and sneeze and just say, I'm not sick. But
Yeah.
clearly they
You're
have
sick,
something.
yeah.
And then females will say, they'll cough and sneeze and say, oh, I'm sick. And neither one of them need to be
Laid
attended
up,
to.
yeah.
But one identifies as sick and one identifies as, oh, I just have what's going around.
Yeah.
But then when the fever comes in,
Yeah.
that's when everyone's like, I need help.
Yeah.
But the guy is only quote unquote sick when he has the fever and needs to be attended to.
Oh, so that's why we're viewed as more whiny because
Yes.
we don't bring it up until we're truly sick.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Whereas-
what I'm sticking with.
Women will say they're sick,
And not need attending to and not ask for being attended to, but they'll say, hey,
but they demonstrate how strong
Yeah.
they are in sickness because 9
Right.
of the 10 times they didn't need any attending to.
correct.
Whereas we just said, oh my God, I'm really sick
Right.
once.
I have 100 fever. Please get me some
And then they're
soup.
like, you
Yeah.
whiny
and they're
bitch.
like, you're such a
I'm
bitch.
sweating and shivering at the same time.
Right.
So I'm not discrediting your
Oh, please do.
hypothesis.
That's my hypothesis.
I think that in my house, at least, when I get sick and when I'm like, oh, it hurts so bad and I'm so achy,
You have a fever.
now everybody's like, you whiny bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I am like intentionally, even when I'm sick as shit, I don't say dick about it.
Yeah.
then if my wife catches the same thing and it lays her out, I'm like, yeah, that's what I had. That's what I had. Because I'm trying to prove that I'm not crumbling. Like I'm playing it cool. If I say I'm down, I'm down.
Yeah.
But I have been persecuted because I'm one of these rando fucks.
You mean the rando male in your house?
Yeah.
No. I'm one of these random people that like 1 out of every 5 times I get a flu vaccine or COVID vaccine, it will knock me down. Like it'll make me sick as shit for 24 hours. And they're like, you whiny bitch. This year I got a double flu COVID. I got the Kelsey and didn't even like flinch. And I had to like walk around and peacock about it just to like prove. I'm like, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'll feel fine. Like, cause now I feel like I have to call it out because one time, you know how you get a flu vaccine? They go, have you been ill?
Yeah.
I had like diarrhea all morning and didn't really think about it. But I was like,
You're like, I'm here.
But I'm here. Yeah. So I was like, I'm fine. I wasn't thinking about the fact I had diarrhea all morning. That diarrhea turned into something horrific. Yeah. And I think in that moment, the flu vaccine said, well, while you're down, poopy pooperson, how about a fever, you whiny bitch?
Yeah.
And so sure, I felt really bad and I complained about it. And I have been cursed ever since. They are like, it's all in your head. It's all bullshit. I know you've even said it before, Troy. You've been like, it's in your head. You're going to get it. And so now I'm going way out of my way to every time I get some kind of vaccine and I don't get sick, I'm like, I feel fine.
Yeah.
Let it be stated.
Well, I think a lot
fine.
of people wish that talk themselves into that. Like,
and I think you're perfect. I think everyone's capable of mentally screwing themselves.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm that guy. Like, that's beautiful.
What'd you do to that
thing?
thing?
Dave do?
Dropped it.
He just crushed a beer all over his face. That was beautiful. But yeah,
a couple paper towels right
But
there.
now I've been like, I'm persecuted, man. Like I am.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
that guy.
You're
but I'm vocal.
But
Look,
see,
here's the deal.
You're in a tough situation anyway because you're living with 3 very independent women.
Yes.
That aren't going to cut. They don't cut you slack on anything. Like they're not going to.
I'm not allowed to feel any illness.
No.
I'm just not.
Girls unfairly get the girl math, so guys can unfairly get the worst patient.
Yeah.
But
it evens out.
We're always accused of it. And I hear it all the time because I'm in a female-dominated industry.
Yeah.
And like, I just hear women bitch about, oh, my husband, he's so sick. Air quotes.
Yeah.
He just can't handle a cold. And I'm like, come on,
I've been
man.
dealing with a sinus thing the past
Quit your
4
bitching.
or 5 days, and it's something I'm not used to dealing with. I don't know if you can tell in my voice.
But
like,
how much do you complain about?
I haven't complained, but I've felt about 10 to 15% less than 100.
Yeah.
And it's more annoying than anything, but it's
I
like
get it.
some people might complain about that and be like, "Oh, I don't feel well. I should be laid up." And it's like,
I've stopped complaining. Monday, I was so sick that in the middle of the day, I had to come out of my office. I had a 1 hour break and I crawled in. I took a 45-minute nap because I just couldn't get my ish together. And then I went back in. I kept working. I never told him. I never told him I napped because I didn't want to hear it that I'm such a But these girls get sick and they sleep all day.
yeah.
And no one bats an eye, and I don't say anything negative. But if they found out that I took a 45-minute nap, they'd be, oh, the breadwinner's not making bread.
Yeah. Well, isn't it weird?
Bullshit.
And it's kind of weird being a man anyway because, like, you're kind of taught to, like, not show any weakness, be the guy, be the male, be the strong guy.
Yeah. And then when we show it, we get ridiculed.
Yeah.
Just dragged through the mud for doing it.
Yeah. And it's like, you wonder why we died 7 years earlier because we're bottling shit up and pushing it down inside.
That's exactly right. It's all pent up.
We're literally just eating all that grief down into our souls. And
now I'm doing more of it. I've just been trained. So now I didn't say a word.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't feel great. You're like, well, you're acting all sluggish. I was like, oh, I'm just tired.
yeah.
Just left it alone. Felt like I was dying.
I always feel like I'm tired. Like, that's just a never-ending cycle with me at this point.
For me, if I'm sick, it's worth any ridicule to get soup and water delivered to your bed. I'll take it all.
Yeah.
My wife won't act as like a nurse unless I contact a doctor. That's her rule. She's like, if you're not sick enough to contact a doctor, then I'm not sick enough to be you're not sick enough for me to be your nurse.
Which is
I think
funny.
that's normal because mine is either get a doctor's slip or have an actual fever.
Which is funny for you, Brendan,
Yeah.
because your wife will act as a doctor. Like she thinks she knows a lot about doctor things.
Oh, don't think she is. The only thing she's missing is bad handwriting and a degree.
And a paycheck.
Yeah. Sorry, 3 things.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
Don't forget
she's
the
a
most
doctor.
important one.
Yeah. Outside of that, she is a
Yeah.
doctor. There's no doubt in her mind. Yeah. I'm just keeping.
I
my
hate
mouth
going
shut.
to the doctor when I'm not feeling well, even when I'm really sick, because I know it's just they're going to give you an antibiotic and tell you to take it for 10 days. And I'm like, if I took nothing for 10 days, I'd be fine. Like,
Right.
That- the
I don't
10-day
have a bacterial infection.
the 10-day waiting period
Yeah.
is your out. Like, I'm going to get better over 10 days. Like,
Or it's something serious.
I could be taking a sugar pill for 10 days and get better.
Right.
I mean, yeah, rest and don't do anything for 10 days. Okay, yeah.
Rest is actually awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Really good for you.
The last time I was sick, I wasn't really laid up, but I took a day off. I mean, I wasn't feeling well. And I ended up still having to, the one day my kid forgot something, I had to, pour myself into the car, drive something up to school. I'm walking in there in a hoodie, shivering, here you go.
Yeah.
Even on my sick day, I don't get to just be sick.
No.
Yeah.
Not you. You're a man.
And
Do your thing. And God forbid you complain. Because then we will ridicule you. We drag your name through the mud. Oh, you're so sick. Oh, look who's sick
a
again.
baby.
But when you do get that doctor's note,
Oh, I'll milk it.
but not just that, you get taken care of.
Yes. No. And that's
they're
what I've
serious
learned.
about. They're like, I need a doctor's note. I'm not taking your word for it. I
Yeah.
need the doctor's note. Then you get the doctor's note and or the fever, and they're like, oh my gosh, is there anything I can do for you? I'm like,
You know what we need
Yes.
to set up? We need to set up a little guy kind of fake doctor situation where we can call each other up like a phone tree. Be like, hey, who's available today to see me?
Yeah.
And then we just write out, we get some letterhead.
Yeah.
We make up like a fake doctor's name. We all have the letterhead. And we go over to each other's houses and go, yo, dude, I feel like shit.
But what are you going to do about the prescription drugs?
oh, everyone gets opioids.
Yes. Don't worry. I got a guy. No, but
Actually,
like-
you could just get an empty pill bottle and make a fake
Baby aspirin.
label on it. Yeah, and get some.
I got enough dick pills in this house, dude. Just be laying there with this horrible boner.
You're shivering and sweating, and you have a raging boner.
Like,
The doctor says you should take care of it.
doctor said, suck the poison out.
Here's the note.
We could hook
I've never
this up.
seen that written down before on a prescription.
There's a diagram.
Dr. McGillicuddy said, most of it's in my balls.
He texted me this video we should watch together.
My prostate is
It's a YouPorn link. It's an instructional.
She's a
press-
nurse. Follow what she does. We just got to find one great nurse porn.
Wait, here's
Oh,
one
I'm
with,
sure
here's one
they're
with
out
3
there.
nurses. That's better.
He said I was really sick.
I need 3 times the care.
That's it.
It's just science.
We'll prescribe each other
300
Viagra.
milligrams.
Stat.
We'll each take it. Go, honey. I guess I'm getting sicker. He said a side effect might be a raging boner. You got to get the poison out. She gets the poison
That's when it's
out.
really bad.
And then you go back to sleep.
It'll lower my blood pressure and help me sleep.
It's perfect,
Yeah.
though. Now you get blown. You get time to sleep. She'll bring you soup later because you're kind of dehydrated on kind
Yeah.
of all the orgasms. You drink water, maybe
Yeah.
some ginger ale, settle
Yeah.
the stomach. You're better in 2 days every time.
I'm feeling better just thinking about it.
We got to get these. We got to get this letterhead.
This is first world problems.
No, we're solving it though because women say they're not going to take care of you until you have that doctor's note, and then we just write notes.
I like it.
This is a great plan. It's Dr. McGillicuddy. I don't know why, but that's my guy.
Jeff Bezos is going to be jealous in 18 months.
The same guy, the same doctor that makes the schnapps? Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, Dr. McGillicuddy. That's the guy. and we just write it out and be like, it appears to be.
Why does the doctor have the same handwriting that you have?
No, that's why we go to each other's houses. This is the beauty of it. And then we always say it's viral. That way we can't give you an antibiotic. We believe it's viral.
It's not contagious.
Transmittable. Yes.
Right. It's not contagious between genders.
Oh, it's a male disease.
Yes.
That's why it's in the penis.
Right.
That's how you know it's for the males.
This makes perfect sense. We'll draw a little male symbol on there. Like Austin Powers wrote it.
Of course, you've never heard of it, honey. It's
Pretty sure we've
never have
lost
it.
all of our female
Yeah,
audience.
Yeah, you would never have it.
Have all the female listeners tuned out?
No.
No, they're going to be hip to it when they get the Dr. McGillicuddy note. They'll be like, "Nice try, asshole. I listened inside the pallet house." Troy, did you just hand me a beer?
It's I assume it's deli time.
Ooh, this is from Ardent.
We have
What colors?
Ardent
What colors do you see?
Pop.
I see orange, yellow,
Yep. Orange is primary.
pink.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to assume green because it's a hop.
There's
Yep.
no red on there.
How about this?
Blue?
Oh, you can see.
Nailed
You're
it.
seeing everything. You see yellow?
Yeah, I said yellow.
Okay. This is Pop, Juicy Pale Ale brewed with Cryo Pop. It's a 5.5 ABV, and it is from Ardent.
What the hell is a cryo pop?
I don't
Is
know.
that real?
Sounds frozen.
Yeah, that's.
Definitely sounds frozen.
It doesn't have anything cute written on the can, so I was going to read whatever's on there.
Oh, here's government warning. According to the. Oh, no. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. 5508. Oh, that's the SKU. Yeah.
Love the
it's
smell of
cool
it.
looking. Does it smell IPA like?
Oh, yeah.
This is really good.
But it's got a great smell to it. Yeah, it's not a bad beer at all. Kind of citrusy, not overly bittery. Wait, hold on. There it was on the back end. Ooh.
Does smell good. I'll give it
You
that.
know what's crazy about it? There's a lot of pine. Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Even on the nose.
Yeah, it's piney.
Yeah.
I'm not used to piney
That
coming
would
out.
be West Coast.
But boy, howdy, is like my breath piney. Like when I inhale, exhale. Whew, that's wild. Super piney. Oh, it's giving me a fever. The only thing that can cure it is 3 nurses. I need help. Doctor. I seriously want to do this. Because if they all have the same thing, hey, baby, I said it. Ooh,
There's probably a legit doctor out there that would gladly do it. I mean, there's doctors writing out therapy dogs for your asshole, pit bull that you can fucking take on planes.
very true. Yeah, we just need a shady doctor. I guess we don't even have to. No, letterhead's easier.
I mean, do we really need a doctor if we're forging an illness? Do we need a medical doctor?
Saying the wife just has to see that we leave
Right.
and that we then come back.
Oh, you know what we need? Wristbands.
Oh,
Hospital wristbands.
no, actually, all you really need is a Band-Aid on your arm. Do you know what I mean? Like they took a little blood.
With the cotton swab under it.
Yeah, we just need a cotton swab, a Band-Aid, and a note.
Yeah.
I still think the bracelet.
wristband
That
says
means
you were
you've been
admitted to the hospital.
hospital,
Not,
which is
not necessarily.
it's a big commitment.
You had to go back to some room, like a double secret room.
I think the cotton swab on the Band-Aid is the.
You're right.
You just
That's
want
like-
to look like you went to an urgent care, though. Like you were in and out.
That's true. They swabbed my throat. They said it wasn't strep. Mm-hmm. You just got to say all the right things. They said it wasn't strep. They said I have a low grade fever, so that's probably why you're not seeing it. And they said my balls look swollen.
Weird.
Because let's be honest, I mean, you always feel better after. In that refractory period, the illness wanes.
Always feel better.
Always.
I'm pretty sure though, if you're using the service, you're not really sick. So you don't. It's not about feeling better after an real illness.
I'm just saying, we know when we're deadly ill,
Right.
And we know when.
And we're not gonna-
I could use a little catering to
Just a day off, not multiple days off. Like,
Yeah.
I just need a reset day.
Right.
Yeah, like I'm sick,
Yeah.
But this is the kind of sickness that like I want to bring up, but I also don't want to bring. Like we're right there on the line. I'm not saying come to me when you fucking are dying.
Or
You're gonna die.
or every other week. Like you can't abuse it.
That's true. You've been sick 24 weeks this year. Maybe I'm so sick.
Every 14 days. It's cyclical, babe. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. I think it's a blood disorder. Suck harder. It's deep in the bones.
I think my sickness is synced up with your time of the month. It's weird. We're so close. We're just so close.
The cure is around the corner. Oh my God.
You and I are one, babe.
Yeah. Yes.
Every time you're not feeling 100%, me either.
This is crazy. I must love you so much.
Sympathy pains.
I feel like my uterine wall is shedding. It hurts so bad.
Doctor says. Dr. McGillicuddy says.
He said it might have been my uterine wall shedding.
Oh my God. What do y'all think about this?
Oh, it's good.
I'm a fan. I like IPAs though. I know Troy's not a huge IPA guy, but
No, he's not.
I'm a fan.
He's not. But this one's pretty good. The piney's a little off-putting in its own weird way.
Well, how do you feel about Stone's original IPAs?
I don't like them.
I don't like any
because they're
Stone.
super piney.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I don't like most anything Stone. I'll go first since I'm the odd man out here that hates IPAs.
Yeah, that's fair. Go for it.
This is delicious.
Oh,
wow. I really like this. I think this is what more IPAs should try to be like.
Wow.
Like, it's hoppy, but it's not over hoppy.
Okay.
I think the pine is cutting through some of the hops. I think it finishes clean and smooth. I don't have a funky, furry mouth.
I don't think my breath smells like pot. It smells like pine.
Yeah.
Which is a nice change when in an IPA.
Yeah, it's a little minty at the end. I like that.
Strangely, yeah.
I'll go 3.5.
Holy.
I thought that might have been my Zin, but
Yeah.
you're tasting mint.
Yeah.
So I looked up cryo hops, and apparently it's a designer deal that some company came up with, and they're pellets that you introduce at some point, and they are designed to provide intense hop flavor and aroma.
Look at you, not Stu, looking shit up
No
on the
shit.
fly.
It's beautiful, isn't it? You give this guy a tin of Zen, he just does everything.
That's right.
Exactly what it takes to pay him. Tin of Zen.
So let me take another sip.
Well, not for you. There, clean that up.
Yeah, I like this beer a lot. So I will buy this.
Oh.
And I don't know if I can give it a 4. I like the 3.5.
It's pretty tasty.
It's so good. But I did just come out of a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that jump occurs.
Right. Oh, it's tough. You know what? I'm going to give it a 4.
There you go. I mean, if I'm giving it a 3.5, a 4 from a hophead probably isn't. I mean, that's not a stretch.
And I'm not like, I like, that was not me. I do not dislike ardent beers, but they aren't my go-to. I'm a Triple Crossing and Veil guy, but this is really tasty.
I never thought that it was going to score as high as it did.
Before you tasted it? Or even after you tasted it, you were like, these two aren't going to like it like I like it.
No, I'm not overwhelmed by it.
Oh, really?
But I have enjoyed it. I just never thought it would get over the deli mark. And I found that.
What'd you think I was going to give it?
2.5.
I figured you were a 3 because it's a really tasty beer.
Yeah.
But I figured there was no way you were going to give it a 3.5. So my score wasn't going to have any impact on this. And now my score, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because I feel like this is not a beer everybody would like.
Did we say 3.5 though equal deli?
But he gave a 4.
Yeah.
I wanted to put you in this position.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's
Well, you
quite
can't
unfortunate.
give it a 2.5.
I never was.
Yeah,
No, from
okay.
jump,
Yeah.
I was like 3.5.
Yeah.
Like right out the gate. I was like, this is a tasty fucking beer. It was when the pine really started to pop out at me that I was like, hey, something different.
Yeah.
Like something enjoyable. The stone beers.
That helps too. That's different.
The
Like,
stone
that's nice.
beers are like really hoppy where it stays bitter and it stays kind of shitty in your mouth. And then the pine. Mm-hmm. Right? Whereas this,
It's the cryo hop.
but they say this is a juicy, right?
Yeah, it says juicy.
It's barely juicy.
Yeah. It looked a little juicy on the pour, but it wasn't overly juicy.
It's juicy on the front end, and then it's like, poof, it goes away. And then it leaves you with this weird piney flavor that I'm digging more and more and more as I drink it. So it had moved up to a 3.5 with the pininess. And that's where I'm going to leave it, which gives it a deli.
But
which
even
I'm
3.5 would have been a deli, right?
only if there was a fourth in the room. There's a lot of rules.
I think a lot of people would like that beer, honestly.
I just think it's going to be more divisive than the three people in this room. You were my wild card, Troy. I thought for sure you would tank it and everything would be fine.
Quite frankly, if he had tanked it, I would have been at 3.5. But the fact that a non-hop lover is like 3.5, I'm like, oh, I've got to up my game because I do enjoy this beer.
Yeah. And it's 5.5, right?
Yep.
That's perfect.
I mean, of course, I can't remember much of anything, but I can't recall many IPAs I like more than that one.
Good for it. I'm shocked at that. I did not expect that score. When I tasted it, I thought, here's a hoppy IPA. It's not
When
going
we
to fly.
bought it tonight, I was looking at it. I was like, this can is so cutesy and everything. This is going to be garbage.
Nah, it's
And it's like, doesn't have any descriptors. It's just like, pop, bright colors. Like, gotcha, bitch. Like, my marketing department came through and took this turd of a beer and turned it into something. But
So that pellet's called cryo pop, and that's why they used the pop. And then I think that
it's
it went
interesting
on to
that
the
it's
pop art.
it's a pellet, man. It's like we're cheating at this
totally.
point. You know, it's just like my pellet smoker is cheating.
100%.
And so I actually, when you said
everything's
that,
man-made.
yeah, but when he said that, I actually wanted to take it down. But I don't want to discredit the flavor.
It's a next level of dry hopping. honestly.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
But dry hopping is also delicious.
So good. No,
And
I
have a pellet grill, and I make good barbecue as well.
I have a pellet grill as well. No, and so I didn't want to hold it against it, but I'm like, damn it, they're cheating
Yep.
with the cuttings from the floor jammed up. All right, we have 3 topics we need to get to.
All right.
2 came in from listeners, and we only have like 30 minutes.
Let's,
Well, wait. I'm gonna jump in. You mentioned a Super Bowl party, and we're on the clock on Super
right.
Bowl, so we might have to hit
It's one of the 3.
that topic first.
It's one of the 3.
all right.
But I don't
Because
want
if
to
I
short.
recall,
But I don't want to short drift the listeners.
Okay. Well,
we're
let's-
going to start there because these will move quickly. Because horrible topics. No, one, I want to give a shout out to Shell for sending in a pro tip, a little first world problem solve.
Yeah.
And I thought, what could be more apropos, right, than a first world solve? He said he has dealt with Facebook Marketplace. Giant pain in the ass, and he's noticed a trend that is actually starting to help people cut through the clutter
ooh,
to get so you don't have to respond to anybody that hasn't taken the time to read your ad. Thought it was a nice little pro tip. It's a little weird.
So, in other words, if you're like, here's my car with 75,000 miles, and someone writes, how many miles do you have? You just don't respond.
His is even easier.
Okay.
put a word in there.
It's very simple. Yeah,
Like-
it's give them a clue. It's like if you're truly interested in whatever this is, and you like to look at it, you simply ask them, say, in your response to me, please tell me your favorite fruit.
Yeah. I
Please
like
tell
that.
me your favorite color.
Shell certainly has a safe word in real life.
Dude, he's a safe word son of a bitch, right?
He's like, Montana!
And it's never Montana. Montana means go bigger.
My safe word's harder.
Yeah, that's going to get weird. Oh, Shell the safe word would be such a good name. Because he interacts enough.
Yeah.
I feel like we should give him a nickname.
He should email you what his real safe word is. It's a fruit, I guarantee you.
You think so? Well, you said color or fruit.
Oh, color or fruit. So it's pink grapefruit. Bet. That's his safe word.
His safe word is pink grapefruit.
Yep.
Well played.
Who has safe words?
I've got one. I've never said it.
You really have a safe word? Somebody
Sure.
raised their hand. I wasn't going to call out who it was.
Yeah.
It goes like this. Oh, stop!
Yeah, like that's my thing. Like,
That could be misinterpreted.
how crazy is it getting that like you need a safe word? Like, I assume that's for like the craziest of the crazy shit.
Yeah, I haven't needed a safe word.
No.
It's with my mechanic, actually.
Yeah. That safe word's about $1,500.
So I know you brought it in for an inspection, but you're going to need...
Oh, stop! Pink grapefruit, pink grapefruit. Ah!
No, that's actually a pretty good idea. Just be like, if you're selling a car, be like, tell me your favorite car, or something.
Yeah, he's saying it's that simple.
Oh, I've got one. If you're really interested, respond, is it still available?
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a
you
tricky
get
one.
it. You totally get it.
That's a tricky one.
If you're really interested in your female, boob pics.
I tell you what, that OBO, that
We can really.
no, that floor just
OBO,
went down.
yeah,
That floor went down. Because in my mind, the best offer was $5,000, but I'm thinking 4.
Yeah,
Plus boobs.
yeah. We can drop that to 4,500 starting point.
Yeah, just OB. What's OB? Or boob.
Yeah,
$5,000 OB. You forgot to know. Oh, I didn't.
or boob offer.
There's some lady in Hungary driving a Infiniti FX right now for $500 cheaper.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, she got a good deal. I got a good deal. Everybody went away happy.
That's called a win-win.
That's a win-win.
Yeah.
And you don't get a lot of win-win.
No.
Yeah. No, but I thought that was good advice. Like, I was happy that he
is
wrote
good.
that in.
That is good.
He's like, send me your favorite
However-
color, fruit, etc.
There are some legit buyers who don't read your ad, who look at the picture and the price and they're like, I want to get this right now. I didn't read anything.
True.
Yeah, but screw them. It's like, if you literally don't say this, I will not respond. And then it just cuts through, because you're going to get, in my experience, 90% of the people aren't really interested.
Yeah.
And then somebody just puts orange.
But then someone's going to put yellow pineapple and they really want to bang your wife. Right? Then you'll be all confused.
Ooh, my address is this. Yeah. Do you know a good divorce attorney?
I'll pay an extra $500. Wait a minute. Now I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, OBO, I offer you more for one night with your wife.
But honey, it's $200.
Stop being such a prude.
That'd be a way different movie.
Grapefruit. Okay, negotiations are over.
Yeah.
It happens. No, so I appreciated that.
Yes.
That. Like I said, I didn't think it'd be a long time, but it's a good pro tip. We were trying to figure out how to cut through the Facebook Marketplace clutter. So let's put that in there.
Anything helps.
It's anything. And then we heard
Did
from
I talk about my latest getting rid of the mini fridge I had?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just brutal out there. Like, it's crazy.
And then we heard from Mike this week in a way to make fast cash.
Oh.
Assuming your gut biome is dope.
Okay.
He said, head on over to humanmicrobe.org. Now, this could also be like a lemonparty.org situation. I have not been to the website yet.
I don't know that joke.
Lemonparty.org? It's a charity that we support.
Is this still a thing?
I'm laughing because Troy's laughing. I don't know what I'm laughing at.
It's a charity we try to get involved with. It's a .org.
Okay.
So it's...
So Scientology, I think.
Is that a .org?
Maybe.
Well, no. Look. humanmicrobe.org or lemonparty.org. You should check it out. If you haven't had a chance to go to lemonparty.org, I would I would recommend it. This seems to come up about once a year, Troy?
Yeah.
That we have to get people to head on over to the website because it's hard for me to describe the charity.
Did you go to it?
Being Stu's replacement, I just went to that on my phone. Female listeners, don't do it. Troy, I'm talking to you.
Hold on, male listeners should do it.
Of course.
I don't know. Did lemonparty.org change? I mean, am I missing something now?
My phone has gonorrhea.
Yeah. I love that you went to lemonparty.org. It's a .org.
I want to be on the joke. Oh, no, I don't. Pink grapefruit.
Okay, but look, those two men are having the time of their lives.
Actually, no, it was a female.
No, it was not.
Not at the top.
Oh, I didn't look at the top. I was looking at the...
No, look at the top. That's just an
primary thing?
unfortunate. Look at the top. Those men are having the time of their lives. Like, he got an ad that was actually super sensual.
I mean, that's solid.
Yeah.
That's a golly. Yeah, Joey Chestnut's gonna have to run for his money next year. But no, I believe humanmicrobe.org. So we were talking about how fecal matter
Yeah.
transplants,
You're pooping in boxes.
a very real thing, right? So apparently humanmicrobe.org, if you fill out a survey and like you qualify for them, they'll give you $500 for every poop you send to them.
I could make $3,000 a day.
So if you do
Plus, you throw in the plasma and the semen donation.
for free,
I'm retired.
Retiring. Finally doing what I love.
I mean, doing what I do for free.
if you're a steady one poop a day, it's $180,000 a year. According to the website, you can make $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
Wait. $300 a day? Yeah.
$500
Yeah.
a poop.
So what about 6 poops a day? Do you have to pay shipping?
Okay, here's
That
the
could get pricey.
here's the problem. If you're dropping 6 poops a day, your gut biome,
You're probably not going to
literally
qualify.
trash.
Yeah.
yeah, you have to fill out a survey.
You're not in the poop sweet spot.
Damn it. What if you lie?
So here's
What if I
always-
get a note from
What if you send in
from my
every third
friend
poop?
that's a doctor?
oh, Dr. McGillicuddy?
Yes.
You know, he could help.
This bio gut shit is good. It's perfect. He also needs 2 blowjobs.
Why does Dr. McGillicuddy have a PhD? Don't question his medical degree.
He's fine. Dude, so apparently, though, what if this is a scam to just get
Collect poops.
people to send shit to him? Like, they're like,
That's
hey,
a horrible scam. I've got it. I'm going to get everyone's poop.
For $500 a poop.
but you got to think, it can't just be a survey. Because, right, you just fake the survey. And then they're
Can
going to
they
be.
get
The survey- the
like
sur-
they can get information from your poop.
No, the survey.
I'm saying you have to send the first
survey
poop's
is
free.
The survey is what's your first car? What are the last 4 digits of your social
Yeah.
security number?
What's your mom's maiden name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your address, your social?
Where'd you meet your wife?
What city were you born in?
How many
Yeah.
poops a day?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's not.
Nah.
Yeah.
How many donations to lemonparty.org
Apparently 2 from Dave.
tonight?
My card just got charged $450. I got to send in my poop now.
I'm so frustrated that he went here and literally it was like he was like, "Hey, all right." I was
a
like,
good ad.
"Wait, you didn't look at the top."
No.
The
Well,
ad
it
was.
used to be a different. It was a GIF, right?
It's always the picture of the men
Yeah.
helping each other out.
The friends.
The friend,
Yeah.
just doing friend stuff. It's kind of like
It's like,
reminded me a lot of the
it's like
ads
the
that were
ski
running.
trip
in the,
that Brendan was just on.
Yeah. That was
How did
taken
everyone
there.
get sick so quickly?
Were y'all in the same bed? Well, for a little while at least.
Nah, well, their gut biome
After
is trash.
3:30.
Yeah.
But don't you think you probably have to send you can't just fill out a survey. You probably have to send the first login for free. Then they test it. Like if you fill through the survey and they go, okay, all your things
A
check.
test poop.
Then you got to
It's
send
like
a test poop. Then they test
a
it.
poop dealer. First one's free.
But if your poop turns out to have like,
What if they're selling your poop?
Just on like Craigslist?
for like $1,500.
Well, if you're getting 500,
Oh.
that's fair.
Yeah, what do you care? I need a broker.
Do you want someone
I
peeling
mean-
your poop away?
You can get a hand job for $5 in an alley, or you can lose half of your fortune in a divorce. So, what's the difference?
I don't know, I feel like there's a big difference, but maybe just don't get the hand job in the alley unless it's
What's
your
that
wife.
have to do with pooping?
I'm very confused. He's been on lemonparty.org.
I have.
He's all flustered. Well, somebody do that and let me know how it goes, because I will not be signing up.
How do you mail it? Like in a Ziploc bag?
Yeah.
Or like just cardboard? A cardboard box?
All those are old margarine containers.
Yep.
You got to use, I've been saving them all these years.
A Noodles and Company to go box. Just
Got to be
taped
careful
up.
though. Margin will throw your gut biome off. You got to go with butter.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that.
yeah.
I don't know. Part of me wants to send a dookie in.
I would like this listener to tell us their result.
Oh yeah, Mike, if you sent your poop in,
Yeah.
like, let us know how this went. Because
No pictures.
no pictures or it didn't happen.
Yeah, picture it didn't happen.
I mean,
How do we know it's your
no
poop?
picture of the submission. The picture of the check. The $500.
A check from Dr. McGillicuddy Bank.
Because I'll tell you, if he gets $500, that place is getting 10 dumps a day. It might be from my dogs. I don't know. I'm going to mail that shit in. Literally.
Literally.
Bad news, Mr. Dave. You have canine AIDS.
I believe that's called parvo.
How do they know?
Parvo's raging in this community. The one thing we found in common is they've all been doing fecal transplants. And they were all getting them from humanmicrobe.org.
Mr. Abel's been eating too much horse.
Dude, I ate horse in Budapest.
You did?
Yeah.
You didn't tell us that.
It was good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it like a foot or?
No, it was
Oh,
like,
yeah. Hoof.
I was on this like food tour and they like gave us a bunch of like cured meats, like salamis and different stuff. Mm-hmm. And they were like, has anyone tried this one? And I was like, I haven't. They were like, I'll tell you what it is when you're done. And I was like, with a lead in like that, you know,
Right.
it's not.
It was balls.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
Horse
I
balls.
figured it was something weird. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, all right, give me that mystery meat. I don't give a fuck. They're part of they're part of NATO. It can't be human. That was
Yeah.
my only concern. You know, I was like, I'll fucking eat it.
This is we call Soylent Green.
Yeah.
It was mongoloid.
And so like, which they actually are. They're mongrels. That's where they came from. That's the whole thing. But so I tried it and I was like, actually pretty good meat. Like whatever that is.
Did your wife try it?
Pretty. No, she was like, if they're not going to
Yeah.
tell me, I'm not putting it in my mouth.
That checks out.
Yeah. But so I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And she was like, anyone want to guess what it was? And then one of the guys like, definitely horse. And I was like, how the fuck
Did he have an accent?
No, he was like one of the dudes in the group. But like he just was like, definitely horse. She was like, that's correct. And I was like, whoa, how much horse have you had?
He's like, remember when I told you I had that horse cupcake?
I thought you said horse.
Definitely horse.
Yeah, he's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, it was a horse and the name was Cupcake.
Don't worry, it was Russian.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. No, so I had horse and it was pretty
This
good.
one came in 6th place at the Preakness. That's why you're eating it.
That's right. Worst horse ever. Lost a bunch of
There were
money.
only 5 horses entered in that race. Exactly.
Not as much money as I lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So you last episode you gave us just stone cold locks.
Well, when you
You've
do
been
like
on a 12-year
12-year heater,
Yeah.
12 years not missing the Super Bowl, you start to just go with your gut, man. You're like, don't question it. But if you
That
recall,
gut has horse in it.
literally,
I re-listened to that podcast today, and you were, I don't know about your previous 11-year run, but you were hedging. You were
because I was very concerned because of the whole Taylor Swift effect.
so have you ever hedged that hard mentally, that hard before? Like, I don't know if this is a lock, but I'm just going to do it. Because last week you were like, well, the NFL is rigged and Taylor Swift is going to win. I mean, the Chiefs.
In fact, the year before, I had said the Chiefs are going to win only because they're propping Mahomes up as the next guy. And in order for him to be that next guy, he has to win this one.
Because he'd lost one.
Yeah, or he's just becoming a loser. It's like, then they don't have a face.
Yeah.
So I was like, because the NFL is full of shit, Patrick Mahomes will win it. And
So you did not trust your Taylor Swift gut.
Because I was like,
Shame on you.
they can't have it rigged all the time.
He can't just continue to win nonstop.
Yes.
But that is exactly what he's done. 6 years in the league, 6 AFC championship games,
3 championships.
four AFC championship wins, 3 Super Bowl wins, 1 Super Bowl loss. Like, he is the epitome. Like, he's on, speaking of heaters, he's on a heater Tom Brady doesn't know about.
Well, and that's why I thought maybe they'd pull it back to keep him on the top. But he also needed this to stay on the Tom Brady train.
So he, no matter what, he's way ahead at this point, because Tom Brady didn't
5
win
years.
6 years.
6 years.
Tom Brady didn't win that much in his first 6 years.
It's frustrating because I knew my gut was telling me something's wrong with this bet, but I stayed the course because my gut reaction was Niners, and I haven't lost in 12 years with my gut.
Speaking of gut, how many poops are you have to set
you know
in
what? It's been
to
12.
cover your bets?
It's been 12 years that I've hit. My 13th, Taylor Swift's lucky number's 13. I should have known.
Yep.
I should have known to go with Taylor Swift's lucky number.
I think when you asked me
Only
what
a
I
Swiftie
thought,
would know that. You said, don't do it. You're an idiot.
well, I said the 49ers should win.
But they won't.
But they won't.
That's what you said. You
Yeah,
said they
That's
won't.
what you said. Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yep. And you were spot on. 49ers should have won.
So I only took Brendan's advice on the coin flip because he was so passionate about it. Unlike the other things that
And
he
I was right on the coin
hedging.
flip.
No,
Just the overtime coin flip.
lost. Yes, that's true.
I didn't know.
I-
See, that's how coin flips work, 50-50.
I lost on the coin flip, but I did not take Brendan's advice on anything else.
Smart.
And overtime paid off very well.
Nice.
Because everything was Christian McCaffrey, Travis Kelce getting certain numbers of yards and receptions, and neither of them hit him in regulation, but they both hit him in overtime.
And that is the beauty of overtime. In fact, I had a bunch of overs too. It's just unfortunately mine still didn't manage to hit because I had the biggest bad beat of the Super Bowl.
Which was
Outside of all of them, it was Brock Purdy's rushing yards at 12.5. And I was like,
that's pretty.
But he had 13.
he had 13 in the fourth quarter. And I was like, got him, bitch.
Yep.
Got my 13. And I was fired up. But then to go into overtime, he kneeled, resulting in a 1 yard rushing loss.
I've never understood why that should count.
I thought they turned that into a team. I mean, clearly they didn't, but I thought they said that they were going to change that into a team loss and not take it away from the quarterback.
I have heard
Or maybe
so
it's
many
only on
different things.
victory kneels and not overtime.
Maybe it is the victory kneel.
I feel like whether it's every time you intentionally kneel, it should be a net zero.
Right.
Like you didn't advance or you didn't.
But he kneeled it a yard back. If they had to spot it again, it would be a yard back. I don't know. I had 13 and I had chalked that one up like, whew, good. I didn't lose my shirt completely. Fortunately,
Is that the only bet that was going to pay off?
No, I had I won 33% of my bets,
Oh, all right.
which is a bad Super Bowl for me considering the heat.
Which means you won 0 of your bets.
Or no, I should say 33% of the money that I wagered, I won. Is where no, I don't know how many bets I placed.
Yeah.
Because the Niners was a big bet.
Yeah, some of them hit more too. Like if you, like a buddy of mine I was watching with did the first kickoff will be a touchback, and he bet 20 on that and
Yeah,
won
it's gonna
like
pay,
26, 27. So he made it $7. Like
Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't pay much for that. But I had a lot of little bets that ended up hitting. Like this dude got to this many yards. This dude had this many receptions.
Did you lose one poop in a box?
No, all my poops here.
All right. So you're good.
Yeah, no,
That's not bad.
that was good. But
I didn't
woke up-
even do squares this year. Literally, this is the first year I can ever recall. I'm not a gambler, but I always do squares. I didn't even do squares this year. So I was out $0.
That's unfortunate.
But you also didn't win any dollars.
So I beat you.
I still have just enough money in my account to piss away in March Madness.
You always manage to have that much.
Yeah, I always have a
It's
little.
like when you run out, you put more in.
So I don't want to sound like a degenerate
Yeah.
gambler, but the other night they had this this promotion on Caesars,
This is how they get you.
Yep.
Right here.
and there were
And
two.
people eat it up. They're like, "You're gonna give me $2,000?
Is this
to
bad?
make a bet?"
I know people who have like Caesars, FanDuel, MGM,
Yeah.
all on their phone because
Is
they're
that
like,
bad?
they jumped in at different promotions.
Is that bad?
It's not, but you're going to need a lot of email addresses, and you're going to need to change your phone number at a certain point.
Well, they had this one bet, and it was these two teams that had a line of 9 points each, and they said the promotion was both of these teams cover 5.5, and I'm like,
oh, they lowered it.
but they're supposed to be nine each.
Okay.
But is it a parlay
But
where
now it
both
is.
of them?
Now
hit?
it's a parlay.
It's
yeah.
not. It's not. You're not clicking this team wins and this team wins.
You're saying both teams.
clicking one thing.
Oh,
5.5 instead of one was 8 and one was 9, and I'm like, well, why would I turn this down? So I bet a tiny amount, and one team won by 6 and one team won by 8. Neither of them covered their real line,
Was this
but covered the fake
but they
line.
covered this fake line. And
was this a basketball thing?
yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, so like a $15 bet paid $50. I'm like, I think I'm addicted.
Yeah.
I think I'm a.
But that's
going
exactly
to
what
a
they want.
degenerate gambler.
Yep.
That's what they want. And
But I'm
yeah,
just going to stick on these promotions.
yeah, because those won't lose.
yeah.
It's not like they select those for a reason.
Has anyone known anyone to sign up for one of those promotions where they give you, and then of course there's stipulations like you obviously can't bet once and cash out, so you got to like make the $2,000 worth of bets. Or do you know anyone who's actually paid?
I bet like $100
My-
once, and they gave me like $500 in bets. Like I hit, and I was like jackpot, and just I lost it all.
So you never got your money.
No, I mean I got it in credits.
I know,
for bets.
but I'm saying,
But
does
by the time
anyone
it
know
was
anyone
all
who's
over-
ever
Yes.
cashed out?
Oh yeah, for
Yes.
sure. I'm just not that guy.
My wife's niece, her husband is a math teacher, and he's big into statistics, and he lives in Nashville, and they had those promotions where, oh, if you bet $50, win or lose, you get 250 because it's the first hook.
Yep.
And so he calculated how he could turn $50 at one place and $50 into another into like $4,000, and he mathematically figured it out.
Yeah.
And then he told all of the staff at the school, and out of 30 teachers, like 8 were like, "We believe you," and all 9 of those people got $4,000 at the end of like 2 weeks.
Nice.
Meanwhile,
Wow.
he's trying to give me this advice, and I'm like, "Nope, I don't like that team. I will bet against them."
That's exactly how it works. There's a heart, and feelings and emotion. It all,
What do
it all
you
comes
know?
in.
Super smart math guy?
So whenever I talk to him, he just shakes his head and rolls his eyes.
Yeah.
Because I'm hedging my happiness, and I will bet on the team I want to lose.
Yeah.
And then when they win, I'm happy because
Yeah.
I got paid. And when they lose, I'm also happy, and I feel like I paid $20 for them to lose.
Yes.
There you go. I'm not a degenerate gambler because I keep it small. I don't know if I've ever told the story, but I got out over my skis at one time in my life. I had to pay a barber on a Tuesday that I was not looking forward to. Quite a bit of money. I didn't have that much money. I was able to find it by Tuesday. Paid it off. Had a pregnant wife at home. It was bad. No, she wasn't working. We were on a fixed income, and I thought, you should stop being an asshole.
I don't think we fully appreciate or respect the addiction that gambling is as a country. I think we're treating it like drinking, like in sugar. It's like
But that's not both of those are really bad in our country. But like you just chose two of like the worst things we have.
But it's not frowned upon.
They're uniquely American too.
Yeah.
Like if you go to Europe,
they gamble.
you can't get Captain Crunch in Europe.
Yeah, leave the tea out of there.
Right. You get some bullshit cereal that tastes like ass.
Muesli.
But like gambling was like down and dirty not that long ago, and now it's like on your phone and just like fully available at all times. Like,
But you forget we were a gambling. If you go back to the late 70s
Or the
right?
Revolutionary War.
You had like Jimmy the Greek on TV, and he was up there, and they were showing the spreads, and he was talking about gambling. And then when he fell
but
out of
sports
favor,
was always sports weren't going to be a part of it. Now sports has totally embraced it.
they have. But I'm saying back
And it's
then,
actually changed in safe sports in a lot of ways.
fantasy saved it.
Yeah.
Then this took it to the next
Yeah.
level.
Fantasy took the NFL to another level.
But Jimmy the Greek in the 70s was showing lines on TV. NFL Today, Brent Musburger, Jimmy the Greek, whomever else. They were talking about gambling, and he was working.
But it was still legal.
Was it legal then?
No, it was illegal.
Yes, it was completely illegal. But then it was like they even brought on Pete Rose at one time to talk about like NFL.
Yeah.
What? Before or after his ban?
Had to
This,
have been
like,
after.
I mean, this is in the early 80s. I only know this because I watched the thing.
Well,
on
it
Super
was
Bowl
so
Sunday.
illegal. The greatest hitter to ever play the sport of baseball is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but he was okay with gambling on NFL. It's when he started gambling on baseball.
Yeah, but
but he was such a known gambler.
But he gambled for his teams, and either way, he still is the greatest hitter. That doesn't take away his hits. The fact that he was gambling.
Well, it shouldn't to me. Look, Pete Rose, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. And so's Sammy Sosa. Maybe Mark McGwire.
Definitely Mark McGwire.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Sammy
he
Sosa,
cheated, right? Oh, yeah,
Mark
I forgot.
McGwire cheated.
Yeah.
Sammy Sosa corked one
The white
bat
guy?
and took. Are you talking about Sammy or Mark?
Sammy.
No, I'm talking about when he played.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't white then. That's right.
No, see, you tried to trick me. As a Sammy Sosa aficionado.
No, but like gambling scares me. Like it scares me. Like,
I've had to grow up.
addictive drugs like that scare me for my children and shit. Like, and it's part of the reason I don't do it, because I can see where it could get very out of hand very quickly.
I had to grow up.
Yeah.
Because I saw it firsthand.
Yeah.
Like it can happen quick, and you're like, I'll just make it up on Monday night.
Yeah.
And then you don't.
Yeah.
And then you're in a hole you can't do.
I think the difference with gambling now is that with these online things, you have to have the money in the account. And in the 70s and 80s, all these horror stories where you
had a bookie. Yeah.
But you
Get your
don't have
kneecaps.
have to have the money in the account because they're letting you use a credit card, and you don't have to have money on your credit card.
But you don't lose your kneecaps.
You don't lose your kneecaps.
You
but
just ruin your life financially.
I mean, hey, we're all on the path.
But yeah, you won't get the shit kicked out of you.
Right. I mean,
yeah, no one kicks your ass, and that was
you won't be able to retire, but you can walk.
When I learned not to gamble like I was gambling, I was dealing with a bookie.
That's scary, right?
Yeah, like I had to go find the cash. Like I had this little savings
So losing
account.
everything you worked for. That's scary.
Or well, you could file bankruptcy. Still get your kneecaps.
Yeah.
Good. I'm not condoning that.
I'm just saying, as cheesy as it sounds, gamble respectfully. Like, don't bet more than you can.
If you have a problem, call 1-800, whatever that number.
I mean, I live in the $10, $15, $20 range.
Right.
And then whatever I've built up by the time of the Super Bowl, now it's time to spend it all.
Yeah.
I always looked at gambling as if you go out to Vegas and you watch a show, it's going to be $300 and some for 2 tickets.
Yeah.
So I'd go to a casino with a $300 hard stop. My wife was all on board. We would be up the first day, and then we would that was money in the bank, right? So that was house money. So
Yeah.
we just lose all of that. And we had great times and great stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a slightly different approach to Vegas.
Oh, yeah?
I go to the sports book every morning.
I sell off a pound of poo.
Yeah.
I go through all the lines and I place a boatload of money on all the games. Mm-hmm. And then I just go about my day and I don't gamble. Knowing that all of this is happening. And I come back at the end of the day.
And you're like,
Yeah, but-
fuck!
And I find
Yeah,
out
but
what
you got 24 hours
grapefruit.
of things to keep up with and entertain you.
Or sometimes I will actually like to sit in the sports book.
Yeah.
And little known fact, if you're sitting in a sports book and you have $100 on this game, they will not give you free drinks. Because you have $100 on that game. But
105.
if you're gambling on the horses, which are constantly flowing,
Yeah.
and you always have a bet slip down on a race that's popping at that moment, they will bring you free beers.
Yes.
So for $2 a race, you can sit there. So I will literally go through all day and be
Yes.
like, and just have tickets stacked, and
course.
then bet on the big game.
Of course, then they're like $8 and then $15.
No, you just be honest with yourself on the horses. And if you're just like, I just picked the 4 horse to win and I have $2 on it, because when it wins, it pays a shit ton. It'll buy you the next 20 races.
Yeah.
So I just keep betting on that on all the things, and then they just keep serving me drinks while I'm watching the Bears game.
That's brilliant.
It's
You don't have a problem at all.
No, not at all.
Totally not.
Not a drinking problem.
No.
Not a gambling problem.
Nope. You're the example.
Responsible gambling.
Yes.
Troy, you see me.
I see you're the poster
I'm the one that
child.
said you don't have a problem.
Yeah, but when you said it,
There's a slight
there was something
tone
about the way
there.
you said it. I didn't like it at all. I really didn't. It was it made me feel small. And I don't like feeling small. When Troy said it, he said, "You don't have a problem." And I thought, he sees me.
Brendan wanted to say,
It's the voice.
I don't have a problem. You want to bet on it?
Yeah. $10 says I won't make a bet today.
That might be the best joke of the night.
Troy does that. Well, if that's it,
Yeah, let's end on that.
we'll end on that. So, thank you all so much for listening this week. Young Jimmy, my thoughts are with you tonight, brother. I know we talked about it last week, but I'm thinking of you, man. I love you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in week in and week out. We certainly do appreciate. Oh yeah, I need to hit that button. God, I can't get this right. I'm having a hard time. I'm thinking about other things now. If you need a mortgage, head over to screendoormortgage.com. They'll take care of you. Jimmy will take care of you. Oh, I see you're holding a Screen Door Mortgage Yeti cup.
That's right.
You know how you get those? Just get a mortgage.
Just get a mortgage.
Just get a mortgage. You already need a mortgage.
Easy.
Yes.
If you're in Georgia or Virginia, head over to screendoormortgage.com. Jimmy will take care of you. If you need sunglasses, head over to nectarsunglasses.com. Drop Abacus in the coupon code. Seems an outdated coupon code. We'll have to fix that.
We keep saying that.
20% off of what's already a reasonably priced sunglass. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. If you have way too much discretionary money, head over to Venmo.
At Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
There it is. And if you have topics, you can send them to insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. I realized tonight we were a little bit behind on that, so I'm glad we checked.
You can also rate and review. That always is the cheapest, quickest, easiest way to help us out.
Last night I couldn't sleep. I went through all the reviews on Apple at least. We have no new ones.
No new ones, not since August 24th.
But I did go
year.
back and reread some of them.
There's some good ones.
They were funny. And then I saw a review that said, "Fuck Fiona's face." And then I scrolled down about 3 weeks prior, and Fiona's face said, "This is not for me." And I thought, I respect you more, Fiona. We have a 4.9.
That bitch is listening.
I wish she was. I wish she was, because she comes
And her
up
husband
more.
is sick right now.
Yeah, she's what's keeping us from a 5.0.
Yeah, but I think that makes us look more real.
Yes.
So I kind of respect
Not all
Fiona.
bots.
But I think to Dave's point, Her husband is super sick. And he's got a note from Dr. McGillicuddy.
She doesn't have a husband.
Suck the poison out of him, Fiona. Suck the poison out of him. We'll talk to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
He's so sick. Only Fiona's face can fix
Look at the diagram.
Watch the instructional video.
it. See the nurse? You don't have to do anal. I'm with you. That's fine. She's a crazy nurse. He was very sick. He was very sick.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
I don't have a gambling problem. Let's bet on it.
Callback.
I like a good call.
Yeah.